Oh, so let's introduce ourselves too. We'll have to edit that out now. Okay. So exciting. It looks like we have a full house here.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry. And Karen. Oh, let me, yes. Hang on. There we go. We still have people trickling in.
So welcome everybody. We are so excited to be here. This is our encore.
One of them
To our 21-day virtual retreat. We just finished a few weeks ago. It was called Reclaim Yourself. And we decided that we're going to continue that and to ramp it up into a full membership community starting next year. We are really excited to see some very well familiar faces here.
Yes.
Really, Leanne and Anil and Larry and
Paula,
Gaia,
and new faces. You guys are all welcome.
Yeah, and so excited to see everybody. So, and we have an incredible guy today. This is Thanksgiving week.
It is,
right?
It is. And I'm Shannon Woodruff, and this is Amir Glogau. We're co-founders of Guidely. If you just found us, we are a community of guides and clients. Guides being an inclusive name for mentor, coach, teacher, healer, author, leader, therapist. We really have a wonderful community of guides that are here in service of you guys, and Karen being one of them.
From all over the world, actually.
Yes.
So I think we'll wait one more minute before we start, and I want to maybe ask everybody to drop in the chat maybe where you're at, how are you feeling right now, and what are you grateful for right in this very second. Is that okay? I'm not taking away from you, right?
I love it. I love it. I just made the connection that in 2 days is Thanksgiving and I'm doing this gratitude thing. So, this is the way I live my life,
It's beautiful.
For some of us, it's once in a year we celebrate gratitude, and then we can I say bitch about life? No.
I mean, this is your show.
Oh,
you
okay.
can say whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and read some of the comments here. Today, grateful for family and community, but feeling depressed. Larry, we're all sending you a big hug. Thank you for sharing. Paula is feeling connected, grateful for community. Let's see. We mute. Make sure you come in on mute if you can. That would be great. We should have a full house tonight. I'm grateful for being in the place where I am today. Things are definitely different, better. Grateful for all that I have. Love this. Awesome.
Yeah. So I think without further ado,
I would love to introduce Karen Mills-Alston, one of our incredible guides. She is an Agape licensed spiritual practitioner with a robust clientele that enthusiastically studies and practices the teachings found in her award-winning book series, 10 Principles for a Life Worth Living, based on the New Thought, Ageless Wisdom tradition of spirituality. She is an international speaker, CEO, and co-founder of the book publishing house, TGH International, and the co-host of the podcast, 22 Minutes of Transformation, which is fun because these sessions we're hosting are 21 minutes. So you've got this probably down to a good practice. The next 21 minutes are yours, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you. So welcome everybody, everyone who's here. Amir and Shannon, I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to be here because this is our family. We've come together in our beloved community once again to simply love one another and learn from each other. So my body of work is called 10 Principles for a Life Worth Living. And my first principle is begin each day in a spirit of gratitude. I know that so many of you probably already have a practice of gratitude. And you've probably been doing that gratitude practice for many, many years. What I'm going to ask you to do is to allow your heart to be open and listen to something and begin to hear something that is new. Because as I prepared for this talk, I implemented a couple of new practices that I'm going to share with you. So as infinite beings, we always have an opportunity to go deeper, wider, and higher. So I invite you again to open your heart, to listen deeply, and with the awareness, there's an opportunity to learn something new, to grow and expand. Because there's always an opportunity to go deeper, wider, and higher. So here's the question. Are you practicing gratitude consistently? Even if you've been doing this practice of gratitude for a long time, or you're just a beginning, are you doing it consistently? And consistently is about practicing it 24/7, moment to moment to moment. Even though I've had this practice of gratitude for several years now, probably for the last 10 years, on a scale from 1 to 100, I'm probably in my 90s. So there's still an opportunity for me to grow and expand. I'm going to share something with you, and I love this. It's from Ernest Holmes, the man who actually wrote the textbook, the Science of Mind textbook, the great mystic and metaphysician. And I'm going to augment his little quote here. He was talking about meditation. I'm going to put gratitude in with it. He says that if we meditate and if we are in this practice of gratitude for 15 minutes every day, what are we thinking, doing, and feeling? My words. The other 23 hours and 45 minutes, his words. That's a really good thought to think. Where are we putting our attention? What are we creating in our lives? So I want to read to you, here it is, a couple of quotes from two of my master teachers. The first quote is from Michael Bernard Beckwith, and he says this about gratitude. When we live from a heart set of gratitude, the universal law abundantly provides us much for which to be grateful. I'm going to read it again. When we live from a heart set of gratitude, universal law abundantly provides us much for which to be grateful. And then John Alston says this: gratitude is essential to living well. So rather than asking why me only when bad things happen, begin also to ask why me when good things happen, and then give thanks for your good fortune. So as we take that in, I want you to pay attention to your body temple right now, because here's another question. What am I grateful for? You've already been asked to put that in the chat. This I am consciousness, and I want us to remember that we are in a field of inclusivity here, of oneness. What am I grateful for? So think about that. And as you are thinking about what you're grateful for, let's take a breath together and release. What emotions are coming up for you? What are you feeling in your body temple right now as you think about that question? What am I grateful for? Michael Bernard Beckwith says that there's a difference between an emotion and a feeling. He says an emotion is the substrata of previously held points of view, which, whether they are true or not, become part of our emotional body. And then he goes on to say that a feeling, we're talking about emotion and a feeling is a direct contact with the sacred qualities, and it is how we connect to God. So I want to share with you that emotions represent our humanness. It's an opportunity to heal and reveal the truth. It's an opportunity, our emotions. So emotions, we're talking about worry, doubt, and fear. We're talking about less than. And then the feeling. It's how we connect to the presence, to spirit, to this I amness. And it's where we get to create our lives. So I'm giving you these two definitions just for some information so that you can tap in with yourself to become aware of how how this whole idea of gratitude is landing with you. So you're not comparing it or contrasting. You're not putting yourself down. This is something, just an awareness. And remember that when we become aware, awareness births insight. And with insight, we get to practice something. We get to embody something. We get to integrate it in our lives, creating the kind of life that we want to live. So here's what we're going to begin to do. We're going to begin to practice gratitude. I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to ask you to move through a couple of processes with me. And then for those of you who want to extend this practice, because maybe you've been practicing gratitude for a very long time and you want something new, I'm going to give you that as well. So let's close our eyes. And there are going to be times when you can keep your eyes completely closed all the time. You can open whatever you need to do. I'm going to ask you right now to close your eyes. And without judgment or comparison, I want you to bring to your mind how you woke up this morning. What did it feel like? What emotions came through your body temple? I was talking to a friend the other day, and he says that when he wakes up in the morning, his first thought is he feels bombarded. He feels like he's carrying the world on his shoulders. So without judgment, is that the way you're waking up in the morning? Feelings, emotions, what's on your mind? And then after you open your eyes, what's your practice in getting up and moving after you have put your feet on the floor? What do you do? What comes next? As human beings, it's very typical for us to do a to-do list. We think, okay, it's Tuesday and I'm going to do this, this, and this. I have to get this. I have to prepare for this, because we have this plan for our day. I'm going to suggest to you that there is an opportunity for you to set the tone for your day. So as you are waking up in the morning, particularly tomorrow morning, you get to choose and establish a feeling tone for your day. Are you going to continue waking up in a hurry, scrambled with everything on your mind, or do you get to choose something different? Setting a tone for your life, for your day, that is peace, tranquility, unconditional love. So we're going to begin each day in a spirit of gratitude. Gratitude begets more things for which to be grateful. And I love that word begets, because it really does. The more we're grateful, the more things we have to be grateful for. That's what the quote says. So here's the practice. As you continue to close your eyes, I want you to see yourself. I want you to take yourself to tomorrow morning. And you're in bed. And you may be lying on your back or on your side or on your stomach, however it is that you find yourself, the position that you find yourself when you wake up. And here's what I'd like you to do. In this moment, tomorrow morning. So even before you open your eyes and begin thinking your first thought, you're going to begin practicing what I call the rampage of gratitude. So you're on your back, you're on your side, you're on your stomach. Your eyes are still closed. You're aware that you are awake. And before thinking anything, here's the practice. You're paying attention to your body temple, and you're going to simply allow yourself to be grateful. And you're going to speak words out loud because you are creating a frequency in and through and as your body temple. You want your body to hear these words. So this is how I practice a rampage of gratitude. And this is for me, and these rampages are never the same. I'm grateful and thankful that I'm awake, aware, and alive. I'm grateful and thankful that I had such a great night's sleep. I'm grateful and thankful for the dreams. I'm grateful and thankful that I get to wiggle my toes and my fingers, and I get to move my knees and my elbows. I'm so grateful and thankful that there is blood coursing through my body temple. I'm grateful and thankful for this body temple that is always supporting me and it's always loving me. My body temple that maintains and sustains me. I'm grateful and thankful for the beating of my heart. I'm grateful and thankful for the health of my lungs and my kidneys and my spleen and my everything. I'm grateful and thankful for the unconditional love that is always right where I am. I'm grateful and thankful for this and so much more. And so it is. Amen. So as you open your eyes right now, I want you to feel what your body is feeling like right now. Remember this rampage of gratitude is something that you get to practice, and you're not making a list. Everything is spontaneous. Just gratitude. Things that you are not even remembering that you're grateful for. I often tell people that I can do this. It's the movement of my finger that I am grateful that I get to do that. Because sometimes some people do not have movement in their finger. I do. We get to be grateful and thankful for that we can see, that we can hear, that we can see and hear with the eye behind the ear, eye with the ear behind the ear. We get to be grateful and thankful. So as we are remembering to wake up in this rampage of gratitude, we're going to take this just a little bit further of being grateful. So you're waking up in the morning and you still are in this attitude of gratitude, this rampage of gratitude, and you're going to stay in it for 10 or 15 more minutes. What you are no longer doing is that you're no longer creating a list, a to-do list. You're no longer checking your computer or your messages or turning on the news. You're no longer doing that. So instead, remember, we're talking about extending this practice of gratitude so that we're doing it as often as possible, 24/7. So the deepening of this practice is moving in to meditation or putting on some music or simply keeping your thoughts high. Maybe you have a practice of prayer. Maybe you want to move into yoga. Whatever that is, stay in this elevated place of gratitude for just a few more minutes. Remember, this practice simply begets more things for which to be grateful. And we get to practice something new. And I want to share this with you. You know, there are some people who say there are two ways that you can wake up in the morning. Good God, it's morning. And then there's some people who wake up and they say, good God, it's morning. So here we have a choice. John Austin said this. He says, if you woke up today, you're in the game. You have another shot at life. So think about the opportunity to wake up and to remember all the things that you're grateful for. And then here's the next point. Perhaps you wake up one morning and you don't feel like doing any of this stuff. My brother said to me one time, Karen, we're not doing that airy-fairy stuff right now. Well, this stuff is really is magical, and it is brilliant, and it is wonderful. And sometimes as human beings, we get stuck. We are not feeling loved and appreciated. We don't feel like being grateful. So at this point, and I just want you to listen to this, because this did happen to me a couple of weeks ago, and I felt stuck. I woke up in the morning, didn't feel like being grateful. And I remember getting out of bed and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I haven't practiced any gratitude because I didn't feel like. And then this came through. I began to remember a divine quality that I thought was missing. And when we talk about divine qualities, we're talking about love, peace, joy, power, strength, vitality, creativity, perfection, wholeness, all those wonderful things. So in that moment, I was feeling as though I was unloved. So this is what I did. I wrapped my arms around myself in that particular moment and allowed myself to feel this presence and this power, this thing that I thought was missing. It appeared to be missing. But what I know is that it's eternal, absolute, and changeless. So I said to myself, Karen, you are loved and adored and appreciated. You are loved and adored and appreciated right here and right now. And this is something that I can do whenever I want to do it, that I'm loved and adored and appreciated. And then I took a breath, and then I moved into the rampage of gratitude. This is our natural state of being loved, adored, and appreciated. So I was able to remind my body temple that it is loved and adored and appreciated. And I got to choose that. I got to choose that. And then again, moving into the rampage of gratitude. Now, here's an extended practice. One of the things that I'm so grateful, because I was brought up metaphysically. My grandmother was a metaphysician and studied with Ernest Holmes in the 1950s. And I think he transitioned in 1960s. So she studied with him until he was no longer on this earth plane. So she taught me different things to do and times to meet my higher self. So I want to share that with you. So we're talking right now, waking up in the morning, moving into this extended practice of being grateful. And maybe as human beings, we stop. But this is the way to check in with ourselves throughout the day. So this is what my grandmother taught me. At 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 p.m., and at 9 o'clock again, I would stop. She taught me to stop, take a breath, and become grateful. Because she taught me that there are people on this earth plane who are with me, who are stopping at these particular times, this one mind. So this community is being created. And the importance of stopping at those times is that sometimes we forget and we get stuck in our humanness. We forget to be grateful. We get stuck in this worry, doubt, and fear. And guess what happens? If we are not consciously aware of being grateful, somebody triggers us at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we carry that throughout the day. And we end up creating what we don't want in our life and living with that all day long. So stopping at particular times is an opportunity for us to recalibrate our awareness and to celebrate the opportunity that we have to be grateful. So we don't have to wait. We get to give thanks right now. So that's an extended practice. Here's another extended practice. And I was telling Shannon and Amir that this is a practice that I created just a few days ago. And I created it for myself because I needed it. I had a couple of people in my life who had ticked me off. And I was really doing everything that I could do to pray and to do everything that I've been trained to do, but they tick me off. So I want you to close your eyes right now, and I want you to bring into awareness somebody that you are annoyed with, someone that you're not liking so much right now. Somebody, some people say this, that there are forces against us, that there are people who are against us. It can be a coworker, an individual, a partner, an ex, a family member. We're getting ready to go into Thanksgiving and celebrate all of these holiday seasons. We're going to be with family. Are there people that you're going to avoid and say, oh no, I don't want to see that person, I won't go? So bring that person into mind. And as you bring this person into your awareness, this can be the very beginning of a healing. So it may not, I just want to walk you through this process. It's very short. And it may not be, you may have to do this continuously until you feel that you really are grateful. So I want you to bring that person to your awareness in the non-physical, and put yourself with that person. You're standing with that person and you're looking at them eye to eye in the non-physical. And perhaps you're standing about 4 or 5 feet from them. You're looking at them. And as you're looking at them, you begin to bring your hands together in the prayer mudra, and you bow. You bow deeply, because this bow represents an expression of gratitude. I'd like you to become grateful and thankful for this person showing up in your life. This person represents a gift. And I know that there may be tremendous pain as you are even thinking about this person. I want you to remember that without them, perhaps you would not have been able to learn a lesson or have had an opportunity to grow and expand. Because of them, you are stronger. Because of them, you get to stand in your power. Because of them, you get to love deeply. Because of them, you are developing your gifts and talents. So instead of resenting them, instead of avoiding them, instead of crossing the street when you see them, begin to give thanks for them. And with practice, this practice of gratitude, you get to remind yourself to stand in your power and your strength and your excellence. So instead of keeping yourself in unforgiveness, become grateful and bow again. Bow again. Bow again to the divinity that is right where they are. Love them right where they are. Be grateful for that, because that is the practice. This practice of gratitude sets us free. So if your eyes are open right now, please, if they're not, please open your eyes. And I invite you to put a smile on your face. And I'm reminding you that creating an attitude of gratitude opens us up to receive more of life. We get to move forward and live life fully. So I'm grateful and thankful for this practice and so much more. And so it is. Thank you.
And so it is. Thank you, Karen. Oh my God. I love the bow, especially to those who it's not easy to bow to.
Yes.
We have another guide on the community that says, wish them well.
Yes, absolutely. Because as we're wishing them well, we're wishing ourselves well. And
Right.
that's the energy that we want to meet individuals with. Yes, absolutely.
So I want to say thank you, Karen, on behalf of all of us. And I want to thank every one of you for taking your time, joining us today, creating this. Those who are members of our community and have done it with us, those who are guests, really amazing to have you all join us. What are we expected?
What are we expected? I just want to recap because I was wanting to make sure I remembered these incredibly packed 4 gratitude practices in this short amount of time for us.
Yes,
The
yes.
Rampage, the self-hug, the clock, which is 9, 12,
Right.
it's beautiful, 9, and then the bow. And I really wanted to recap them so we could all integrate and take them with.
Yes.
And yes, and I'd love to share a link to book a discovery session with Karen in the chat. So Karen is one of the guides on our platform, available for one-on-one guidance here. And next week, those of you in the community will be in for a treat, also in line with, I believe, holidays and honoring ourselves. We have Amy Elizabeth, who will be sharing with us Welcoming the Wisdom of the Body, which is really learning to listen to and honor our deep gut response and getting out of our head and into our heart center and our body. And so that should be a fun one.
Yeah,
that's it.
So
happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so
Happy
everybody,
Thanksgiving.
So we have a tradition.
everybody get off mute, even those who are just joining us. Some people showed late to the show, but we'll let them in. Let's wait one more second.
And then let's unmute and give a hearty.
And we have a special guest tonight. We have Cindy from Boston. Hey, Cindy. Thanks for joining. Sydney, sorry, Sydney. Thanks for joining us tonight.